Hello everyone. I am going to explain strategy which depend based on Asian session. Once the day starts, if our bias is bearish or vice versa, what Asian session does is it accumulates. When it ends and London session begins, what price does is it makes of the Asian session. That was the Asian session which ended here. High, that was a low. Price takes out the high of the London session and it starts a bearish momentum, a bearish trend. As a trader, if we are bearish at that particular day, we will see is we will Asian session. Once Asian session is finished, most likely price will make a high and take it out all the sellers who were trying to sell and their stop loss were just residing in the Asian session. Once the liquidity is taken, price drops. Once it drops, what we want to anticipate in sell, what we expect is that price will retrace, it will come and retest the breaker, or it's better if once price is dropping, it leaves a gap here. We anticipate a gap, stop loss above. Let me explain it on the. I will generally, it happens as a bearish settings, a trend. It happens. These lines are Asian session. See what once Asian finishes, London session begins, it takes out Asian highs. Why? It drops afterwards. When it drops, it also breaks the market structure. Earlier, we want price to create some kind of fair value gap. Asian highs are taken, price drops, it creates this fair value gap on on M15 as well, because we anticipate enter on 5 minutes. Price comes back into the fair value gap. I show you here, so you can here. Price comes back, it drops and comes back here. We enter here, our stop loss is there, 11 pips. I personally look for, if my stop loss is 11 pips or 10 pips, I will look for 20 or 30 pips. So exactly this 30 pips drops went for 42.8 pips. This is very easy strategy. There's no much confusion in it. And you can see the price. This happens in New York session. There was a news as well. Price trades back into it. There was a fair value gap left, which is well not filled on M15, and drops again. It was a beautiful trade as well. Let's see on some other days. It happens quite often. What you got to do is, once you are on the charts, you need to look for these kind of things. That if Asian session is taken and price is dropping, what you are expecting to have, happen? It drops here on M15. But it takes a session high, makes new high, and then it drops. Price pushes back into this area, the breaker area. That's the breaker here. But it would have been an ideal scenario if price, because it dropped so much, it almost dropped 40 pips after taking the Asian high. There must be some kind of, otherwise after dropping 2 or 3, it should come back, retest this area, or trade into this fair value gap, and it would have been ideal scenario that would have entered here 8 pips stop loss or 10 pips stop loss and 35 pips profit. It's quite easy. It happens almost 2 or 3 times in a week. The price opens it in Asian session. When Asian session ends, it makes a new, it makes a high or the low, taking the low or high of the new Asian sessions, and it, this scenario. Let's go back again. It happens here as well, but that's not the ideal. As that's the Asian session. It takes out Asian sessions low, but no structure break here. It drops again. There was a market structure break, but there was no ideal entry. It would have been an ideal entry here. After break of structure, price should have come back. If there was a fair value gap, you could have entered here for 3 hours. It's easy Asian strategy if the price is trending. If price is trending, what you got to look for is, you got to look for highs or lows to be taken. As I said, I have not already marked the trade setups. I'm just showing you randomly that this is what happens. As I was explaining before, that's the Asian session which was taken, but there was no fair value gap once price moved up. A market structure break, then it dropped again, and what we look for again is, we look for this market structure to be broken. So Asian session low was taken out, up. What our ideal scenario is, after the market structure break, we look for some kind of fair value gap, although there is a fair value gap here, but price decided to move. If we can enter now then the breaker, that's the breaker and the breaker structure, you can enter there 6-7 pips loss, 30 pips again. So every other day, this is the just one session, pair USD, because I mostly trade euro USD, GBP USD, and this is where most of the action happens, and this strategy works like a charm. So what I do is, next time when you sit in front of the charts and London session is about to begin, you have to mark out the highs and lows. This is the Asian session indicator. Asian session highs and lows are taken. Bias is bearish or bullish. You consider a 5-minute market structure break. Getting a fair value gap once price down to fill the gap or on the breaker, and aim for 2 or 3 hours. If your stop loss is 5 pips, just look for 15 pips and you will have 3-hour profit. That's all for today. Thank you very much.